On this week's show, I reached out to a friend from Kansas City who was heading on a road trip out to San Diego. I caught up with him in a Flagstaff hotel room. We're going to talk to him. We're also going to listen to his music. Stick around. Welcome to Charlie's Open Mic. My name is Charlie Mosbrook. On this week's show, I caught up with my friend John Keck. He's a Kansas City-based singer-songwriter. He's currently on a little road trip out to San Diego. I caught up with him in a Flagstaff hotel room where we just talked about life. We talked about music. We talked about all kinds of things. We're going to let you in on that conversation, but first, let's go listen to his music.
Hey everybody, this is John Keck, and I'm making a little video for Charlie. I'm so glad to be part of this. It's the country song for Buddhists, called Here on Earth. Now if you hold your head up high and you kiss the sky, will you go to heaven when you die? And if you do, hold the gate. I'm planning on being late. Keep a light on for me. 'Cause I'd rather be a blade of grass underneath a shade tree or a single speck of sand in the wind. A drop of rain on your window pane as you look out it one last time for me again. Oh, for what it's worth, I'd rather be here on earth. Oh, for what it's worth, I'd rather stay here on earth. Now often at night, when the heavens are bright, from the light of the flickering stars, have I stood amazed and asked as I gaze, does the glory exceed that of ours? Oh, home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, and where seldom is heard a discouraging word. No skies not cloudy out there. Oh, for what it's worth, I'd rather be here on earth. Oh, for what it's worth, I'd rather stay here on earth than run around the universe with an angel's wings and a devil's mind. That feels like a waste of my time. Now I prefer to defer from a ride on your cloud nine. And when the reckoning comes beckoning, I'd like to be the last in line. Oh, for what it's worth, I'd rather be here on earth. Oh, for what it's worth, I'd rather stay here on earth.
Hey, John, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, you bet. I wanted to have you on for a little while now. Where are you at right now?
I'm in Flagstaff.
You're in Flagstaff. That's not your home that you're sitting in, is it?
No, I was thinking about the furniture and there, how much I like it. No, I'm trying to get to San Diego and stopped off in Flagstaff. Yeah.
No, it's taking you out to San Diego.
The love of my life. I met a woman out there right before the pandemic started, and so we've been trying to have a long distance relationship. And I was going out a little bit, but I haven't been out since October.
Your trip that you're on right now, that began in Kansas City?
Kansas City, yes. Well, St. Joseph. I'm mostly based out of Kansas City area.
But you live in St. Joseph's?
I do. I moved in with my mom last September. I was renting a house in Kansas City, and she was living by herself, and I was living by myself. We were both getting depressed, and the not being able to be out amongst our friends. We're both very social people, so it became, I think, important for us to get together. And um, so yeah, I've been living in my mom's basement.
So you took half the pandemic writing it solo, and the other half with your mom.
Yeah, so I have the opposite extremes really.
So
I
I'm
miss
guessing you're enjoying having company around.
Oh, very much. Yeah, I miss her. My mom is my best friend. She and I get along.
Is the volleyball feeling neglected?
uh, um,
Oh, or Wilson?
yeah, Wilson. That's how I
So
felt though. I don't know if you've talked to many people living alone during the pandemic, but it was. I would go on like 4 mile walks just so I could see people and wave at them.
mhm.
It was becoming it was a real problem for me.
Did you take part last week in the Folk Unlocked series?
I did. Yeah, I wasn't able to the extent that I would have liked.
Did you
Uh,
get into the Bramble or like the elevator conversations or anything like that?
I tried to get into the elevator conversations. I really thought that was a great idea,
Hmm.
and I didn't get into any of the Bramble, but I had planned on it. I have a day job that was kind of constricting. It was coming into play, and so that was a little bit of a challenge, but it was such a great conference, and the people, the Folk Alliance staff did an amazing job.
They really
And,
did.
yeah,
And you live around there. Do you get involved in with the international staff at all?
I do. I do. I'm so lucky to call them all friends. Jared Rivers, I've known. He's one of the first people I met when I started performing music, and I've gotten to know Angus. I think of him as a good friend.
Hmm.
Several other of the staffers. I just, it's, the convenience of proximity is an amazing thing.
That's a good thing. So let's back up a little bit. We'll talk about your background.
Sure.
You are originally from Peachtree, Georgia. Is this
That's
correct?
right. Yeah, I'm a Georgia peach.
You're a Georgia Peach. Did you start playing music in Georgia?
No, I moved. I came to music quite late in life. I moved when I was 9 to Missouri, almost 10. And I guess I started playing guitar in middle school, like a lot of people. Van Halen's 1984 tape was my first cassette. Um, and that was who I wanted to be. I never wanted to be a fireman or an astronaut, really. I'm not Eddie Van Halen. Like, I'll never be.
That's an interesting record, actually. I was thinking about that, and there are a couple records that the very first time you hear them, you're just like, "What the hell am I hearing?"
Yeah.
And that one and Graceland definitely go on that list for me. I mean,
Yeah. The
I think it
introduction of
was.
keyboards was huge. It was just really different. Still had an edgy quality to it. Yeah, I I could go on and on about Van Halen. I'm very much a closet Van Halen fan.
Growing up as a young Van Halen fan, and we all have our roots in various weird places. If you looked at my Columbia House subscription, some of the records that came were pretty bizarre,
Oh
looking
man,
back.
I love that.
But what then brought you into folk music? Like it sounds like Townes Van Zandt and Bob Dylan. That seems like a big departure from Van Halen.
It was the Guns N' Roses cover of "Knocking on Heaven's Door" that introduced me to Bob Dylan. Um, my parents were not people who played music,
Hmm.
um, or had any kind of a record collection. I think I make a joke all the time that we had like 4 vinyl albums. um, I can remember ABBA and Elvis's Blue Hawaii and Don Ho's Tiny Bubbles. I don't know if that's the name of the album, but yeah, it was a very small sampling of music. But I was in my I was a Van Halen. I saw it was actually the cover of 1984 that got me to buy the tape, and from then I went into metal. Um, my best friend in high school, and I loved Guns N' Roses. And I can remember sitting in his basement very clearly, and his mom came down the stairs and was like mortified that what had been done to knock on heaven's door. And went into this long speech about music, and she opened up my eyes.
There were some interesting covers. I remember seeing Jane's Addiction to Sympathy for the Devil, and just,
Yeah,
to me, that is one of the greatest rock and roll songs ever.
I am on the same
And
there.
and I can honestly say I wasn't disappointed by what Jane's Addiction did. I thought
Yeah,
they took it their direction and did it well.
I think that's one of the things that I've taken away from those covers of those particular bands in that time frame. Um, because I don't do a lot of covers, but I when I do, I'm now able to not worry about trying to sound like the person who wrote it. Um, yeah, Sympathy for the Devil, though. I'm a huge Rolling Stones fan. Sometimes I wonder if it comes across at all.
You mean
Certainly
where
not.
it came from?
Yeah, in my songs, if there's any like hint of any of that, I I've got some where I've sat down and just tried to write a Rolling Stones song. I'm such a huge Keith Richards fan.
Hmm. I would imagine it's there. I mean, even for me, it might just be in the way I end a song. Like, I'm just going to bend this little note a little wrong, and then I'm
Yeah,
going to grin because it just made me laugh.
yeah.
And that to me is a Keith Richards move. Yeah, he's just going to be like, you know,
You're not enjoying it. Why are you doing it?
yeah, why are you doing that? And then there's just this little sense of malice in the back of your head. Like, I'm just going to push that tonally in a
Yeah,
direction that might even bother somebody.
right. It's like a note of dissent.
Hmm.
And Neil Young, he was probably the person that I dove into. The Freedom album um, was just just huge to me. I think I was probably 17 when I heard that, or maybe even younger, because of Keep On Rocking in the Free World, and um, it caught me. And then to hear that he could do both acoustic and electric, I think that's probably the first time I really was aware of people doing that, like doing different
Hmm.
versions of the same song for yourself because you want to. Um, yeah, it opened it up to me, music.
So let's talk about your music, your current music. You say you're getting a record together, huh?
Yeah, I'm so excited. So April 7th is the goal right now. I am doing a version of Speed of the Sound of Loneliness, the John Prine song,
Hmm.
and 7th of April was when he passed of COVID. In my mid 40s, I'm 46 now, he's become probably the most important writer to me. I don't want to become him. I just want to honor the work that he's done and
Hmm.
try to put myself into that. So it's the only cover I've ever done recorded, um, and it might be the only one I ever do. But I just felt like it was important, and so it'll be eight on a collection of 8 songs that I'm calling Sphere of Consciousness.
Were those songs written during the pandemic?
Some of them I started before the
Hmm.
pandemic. There are two that I finished for sure. A couple that I kind of finished up in the studio. I started in December and just got the masters yesterday.
So,
So
how are you going to release it? Are you going to do it as a full download thing, or are you going to actually create physical CDs?
I'm gonna do some physical CDs because I've found that my audiences are asking for them,
Hmm.
uh, and uh, download streaming. I'm gonna do some vinyl. I had it mastered for vinyl. I haven't done it full, like 8 songs may not sound like a lot to some people, but I haven't done it in so long that I I'm just really proud of the songs and excited to have them.
I think 8 songs is actually a real. I mean, how long is Running on Empty?
Yeah,
That's a great record.
yeah,
Who cares if it can hold 72 minutes? You
yeah,
need to put a good collection of music together.
I would agree with that. I think it's important to have some cohesiveness to them. Um, I think that's important for an album. I went through a phase where I just wanted to release a song as quickly as possible, but I think COVID had and the time alone had a lot to do with me wanting to create kind of a statement, ideas I want to share with people, and hopefully they help um, coping um, with life. Because life is really hard. That's what this album means to me. It's kind of the arc of life. I want people to know what my meaning and intent is with songs, but I don't want to crowd their mind with something that they could find that I didn't know existed in a
Mm-hmm.
song. And I do see the value in that. When we connect with a song, it makes us cry the first time we hear it because we remember someone that we loved that passed, or an opportunity that, just whatever the raw emotion is that creates that connection. I don't, when I'm performing, I don't want to interject that into someone's mind. A big part of, I think, both of our music is that we want to connect with people
Mm-hmm.
and see their eyes. And I've been working on a song specifically about that. Like when we make eye contact with people, we create the moment that can exist for the rest of our lives, and something special, and for that person too, especially when we're performing and connecting through music. I realize that I can create something by myself with my guitar, and it entertains people. And I think, especially in this year, people need to be entertained and reminded about the human experience.
Trouble in mind, well, I'm blue, but I won't be blue always. 'Cause the sun is gonna shine on my back door someday. Oh, I'm going down, but to the river. I'm gonna take my whole rocking chair. And if the blues they don't leave, I'm gonna rock right out of here. Oh, trouble in mind. Well, I'm blue, but I won't be blue always. 'Cause the sun is gonna shine on my back door someday. I'm gonna lay my head down on some lonesome railroad line and let the 219 come and ease my worried mind. Oh, trouble in mind, well, I'm blue, but I won't be blue always. Sun gonna shine on my back door someday. Oh, trouble in mind, well, I'm blue, but I won't be blue always. Well, 'cause the sun is gonna shine on my back door someday. Thank you for watching Charlie's Open Mic this week, and thank you to John Keck for taking a little time out of his road trip to share a little conversation and song. As always, please hit that subscription link down below. Please ring the bell for notifications of upcoming episodes. Always comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking and what you want to see in future shows. And please press like. It helps to boost our numbers in the algorithms, which would help us to reach new audiences. As always, thank you for watching again. We'll see you next time.